So yeah, so as discussed, we'll start with our script include part two. So this is one of the example which was given with respect to calling the script include at server side, which we have discussed yesterday. So this yeah, this is one of the example which we saw regarding multiplication of two number. And then there is one more example wherein we are trying to display the name using classless script include, which has only one function and we declare it on the browser only. Okay. So now today's major agenda will be, we'll be discussing about class, the second type of script include wherein we are going to extend an existing class or we are going to develop some sort of a utility. So the moment you select, client callable script include in a service now, this type of structure will appear. Let me show you. If I go to script include here, I go for script include here. So if you see right, the moment, let's say, let me type something. Say uh, user util something like that. User util something I'm trying to develop. Okay. So the moment this is something which is coming by default. Right? So this is one of the server side part which will come automatically. Okay. And then if you put something like, client callable, this is how your syntax will get updated and it will have something called abstract Ajax processor. Okay. So if you see first line, what is happening? We are trying to create a class. Class means it will have its own set of methods. Remember, I told you earlier right, that let's say our home is nothing but a class which has different rooms in that, right? And each room will have a specific function. For example, you have a dining room, you have a bedroom, you will have a master bedroom. So these room you can consider a master. You can consider a function within a class, and each room will have its own set of furniture. Let's say bedroom will have a single bedroom will have a small bed in that, a small table chair, right? So those are nothing but variables in that room. Whereas master bedroom will have its own set of variables or its own set of things. Similarly, dining room will have its own set of things. The same thing happens in service now. What happens? What we are trying to do? We are trying to say to the system that we want to create a class of name user utils, and in that we are going to define lot of functions. We are going to define number of rooms in that, and each room will have its own functionality. Master bedroom will have its own functionality. Dining room will have its own functionality. Similarly, kitchen will have its own functionality. So we will define that functionality, and with each room there will be certain furniture set which will be there. So those furniture set in our terms will be nothing but variables which we will be going to create. Okay. So we are going to discuss about uh, the sprint flow which basically we are going to call on the server side. Okay. So you see there is something called like this. The moment I clicked on this thing, right. If I create a particular script include and I am defining on a server side, you see something this type of syntax is coming, right. So what is happening here at the first line? We are trying to create the class, and through second line we are trying to define the method and properties. Okay. So basically what is happening here, we are trying to create a class, and that class we are trying to extend. How we are going to extend that class? By defining multiple methods in that particular class. Okay. So this is something which they may ask you during interview time. So what does this first line is doing? So you have to say nothing but it is just helping to create a class called hello world. Okay. Dot prototype is nothing but a function through which we are saying that it is a small prototype or a small function or the basic first function, main function of this class, okay, which is having initialized function, and it will have certain set of variable in that variable as in those set of things what we are defining for the class. Okay, so those we populate the basically the objects, right, which will be there within a particular class function that we will be defining in those functions. So this is something which will be the out of the box function. If I go ahead and show you, right. So here, if you see the first line, what we are trying to do, we are defining the user class. Okay, user util class here. User util class, and what in the second line, what we are trying to say that it is a prototype and it is having prototype means a small sample. Okay, and this is one of the member function of that, and this is the first initialize function wherein we want to assign certain values. Okay, so I can put something directly here and I can call this script include on server side. Okay, if I have to make it client side, there what will happen? The syntax will little bit change. Whereas the first line will create a class, second line will define a prototype, but it will extend something called abstract Ajax processor. This is nothing but one class which helps you to send data from client side to the server side. So this is how this part will be automatically developed. So the moment you create a script include, right, this type of syntax will automatically populate. You don't have to touch this. If you touch this, your class or your script include may not behave properly. So make sure that you are not disturbing anything here. Okay. And you don't have to remember everything here, but you should know what each line of code is doing, because some interviewers may ask you, why are we declaring like this? Why can't we change this? Why this dot prototype is there? Why this object dot extend object is there? Right. So all that you should be knowing for knowing purpose we are discussing. Okay. So remember, we said like there are two types of script include, which is pending and which we can utilize on client side as well as server side as well. Okay. So abstract Ajax processor. This will be used whenever you are doing a client side. So let's say from your script include you are passing certain values. Sorry, from your client side you are passing certain values to your script include. Then your abstract Ajax processor will be utilized, and LDAP utils, you want to build up certain utility wherein you are fetching the data from Active Directory. Such type of utilities you want to build up, you can use this LDAP. And then catalog for catalog building. Okay. So if you see in this, whenever you have to make any script include client callable, you have to check this box. The moment you do checkbox of this particular, field, what happens? The syntax will change. If you don't do, it will be normal one, and this will be called from server side. You can call it from anywhere within server side. Okay, and it can have multiple functions. Okay, so you may have an obvious question. The first script include, wherein we discussed that that script include can be called from server. How this particular script include is different from that script. First thing, that script include will have only one method. It will not have multiple methods. Remember, we developed one method which will be same as whatever script include name here. But here I can define multiple methods. Let's say I want to define something called add. I can define something called add function. I can create it body. Okay, and then I want to do something called subtract function. So this script include is there, and even this script include is running on server side only. But the difference is here you can define multiple function, because you are declaring this script include as a class. You are saying this script include is nothing but a class which will have multiple function. Whereas first script include, you are not declaring that script include as a class. So it has only one method. That method was that to same name as script include name, right? But here you are able to declare multiple methods. So based upon your need, you can call any method. Okay, based upon your need, you can call any method. How do you call that method? You have to do nothing but where. Again, you have to declare object. I declare object as obj, or I can put any name, new, and then I have to give the script include name. Okay, let's say in this particular script include which is running, because I have not checked on client callable, so this is only for server side. Okay, so for this particular script include, let's say I don't want to call add method, rather I want to use subtract method. What I do, dot subtract I will put subtract I will put. Okay, so whatever my method is there, that method I will put. So in this is the format by which I can call this particular script include, which runs only on server side. I can call, okay, from any server side scripting, business rule, schedule job, I can call this type of scripting. Okay, remember that one important point, that if you are making any script include classless, you can have only one method. That too, that method will be of same name with of what the class is or your script include is. Okay, Second type of script include you can definitely define, which will have class, and class will have its set of, one initialize method. Initialize method means it will initialize all the variables which can be there in the class, or you can say this is one of the main method of the class. Okay, and then you can define your own set of multiple function, not necessary to have same name. Okay, this is one important point, that it is not necessary that all the function which are being defined within a class, right, they should have same name. So if you see, add function will do something called addition, subtract function will do something called subtract. Similarly, multiply, divide, a lot of function I can create, and each function will be different from other. Okay, if you see, each function is different from other, they are performing a different function. For example, we have our own home. We are declaring the object of that home, that okay, this is my object. I'm declaring the object, and I want to access only, let's say, my kitchen area. So let's say this add function is nothing but defining a functionality of a kitchen. So I can directly go to kitchen, and I can do whatever I want to do. If I want to go for master bedroom, I can go for the master bedroom. I can wish to go for dining room or hall, I can select that, right? So I can call that specific method in script include server side. So this is how we declare for script include, which has multiple methods and which runs on the server side. Okay, so let's say you feel that okay, you have a requirement wherein you have to uh, pass the data from client side and have to fetch certain data on server side, right? In that case, you have to do nothing but a client callable script. The moment you do client callable, the syntax a little bit change would be there. If you see, right, the initialize method is gone, and now this script include is extending something called abstract Ajax processor. What is abstract Ajax processor? This is nothing but a class, okay, which it is nothing but a GlideAjax class, which helps you to push the data from client side and pull the data from server side, return back. So if you go and look into this particular piece, what is happening? Abstract Ajax processor will help you to make Ajax call from script include. Okay, and all other these things are there, which you can definitely use for extending your script include. So what is Ajax? Ajax is nothing but asynchronous JavaScript and XML. So remember when we were discussing about asynchronous call in this system, so what happens? Your script include does not literally wait. Okay, it processes everything in the background. Okay, and it gives you the result, which means the system will not have to wait unless until a response is coming. Okay, Ajax in ServiceNow, full form I told, in web development used from client side to send and receive data server side. So from client side, you'll be sending the data to get a response from server, and that response back will be returned back to client side. This is the functionality of ServiceNow. Okay, ServiceNow GlideAjax, which is there. So ServiceNow uses GlideAjax, enables client script to call server side code, pass parameter from client script to script include, use the return data from server side. So whatever data, let's say I'm passing my username, and based on my username, I want to pull email ID, manager ID, all that, right? That details will be returned by calling script include. Okay, so this is how it will look like. Okay, let's say we have something wherein we are going to write a script include which is client callable. So what will happen? I will do a checkbox of this method. Okay, and let me remove this. Okay, so if you see this particular script include, what is happening here, there is this hello world. Hello world is nothing but the script include name, which will be given at the top. Like here in my case, it is user utils. And if you see, same thing, hello world dot prototype equal to object dot extends object abstract Ajax processor. So I'm saying to my class that I'm trying to extend this abstract Ajax processor class, which means I'm going to pass the data from client side to this script include, and this script include will do a query on server and return me some result. Okay, so I'm trying to do some client call from here. Okay, client to server call in my script include, and then I'm defining a method, I'm defining a functionality wherein I'm putting like alert greeting. It's not necessary that you have to put same method, you can put any method also. This is independent colon, this is a syntax function, then bracket, and then you are returning value. So let's say I am passing my username, and in return I am getting a text called hello username, hello Uganda, hello Ashwin, like that I will be getting. Okay, so I will be defining that method here, something like this. Okay, so let's say greetings. I can put any other method also, not necessary that I have to put greetings only. Only this part is important, that it should be like this. Okay, your method name will be there, colon, and then function, and then these curly braces. So what will happen, whatever functionality of this function you are going to define, that will be defined within this curly braces, and then you have to put comma so that system understand that this is one of the method. Okay, so now in between you can do anything. Let's say I'm passing username. I'm passing username, let's say from my calling script, ask script input, and I'm returning user return, let's say whatever username is there, I'm just trying to simply return that, right? So I am not doing anything, whatever I'm getting, I'm just returning back. Or you want to do, you can put something like this also, hello world, like some type of text. So hello. Okay. So what will happen? Whatever username I'm going to pass, it will concatenate with hello, and it will return me back. Okay. So this is something which I'm trying to do here. What I'll do, I'll just save this. So here you might have to define some role. This is a new thing which was introduced by ServiceNow, like when which particular role required you are initiating this. I am putting like ideal a basic role. Okay, so now I have created my script include. Now what I have to do, I have to call this script include from client side. When I say client side, it can be UI policy, can be client script, any client side API. I need to call this. Okay, because it is a client callable, I have to call it from client side. Okay, so let's see how we basically do this calling from a client side. So in order to call a script include from client side, we have to use something called GlideAjax. Okay. Remember, we have something called Glide Abstract Ajax processor. This is nothing but helping us to utilize GlideAjax. In order to do this client to server call, ServiceNow has another class which is called GlideAjax, which help us to call the script include from client side to server side. Let's see how. So basically, if you see what these are the 5 steps you need to follow whenever you are calling a script include from client side. So firstly, you have to create an object of Glide Ajax, like we used to do creation of an object in Glide record. Same thing. If you see first line where GADESC, wherein I'm just declaring DA is GADESC is nothing but the object. Okay. So this is nothing but object which I am declaring. I can give it any name, not necessary that it should be same. I'm saying new Glide Ajax, and this is nothing but the script include name. Okay, script include name. This is the name of script include. So in my case, what I will be putting, I will have to put nothing but I will have to put my hello world. Sorry, my user util. So whenever I'm going to mention GA equal to new Glide Ajax, I'll have to put user underscore utils as my script include. Okay. Then second thing what we need to do, select the script include method. So as I told that now script include can have multiple method. Remember, on except classless script include, all other script include can have multiple method. So we have to say to system which particular method I want to access. So in this particular thing, what I am trying to do, I am accessing alert greeting is my function. So there is some function in my script include called alert greeting, which I want to access. And this is the syntax which remains common. So this is the, out of the box syntax we ServiceNow follow, that If you put sysparam underscore name, ServiceNow with this keyword will understand which function of script include you are calling. Okay, so this is this line except this object part, everything remains same, and this script include name, everything remains same. And the second line, which is GA dot or the object dot add param, which will help you to specify which function of your script include you're calling. So let's say here I had greetings function. So I will put sysparam underscore name, and then in the bracket I will put greeting rather than alert greeting, because I have greetings function. Let's say I have multiple other functions here, right? Function, another function 2, okay, function 3. So whatever function I wish to call, that function name I will have to specify. The third parameter is nothing but pass the parameter to script include. So remember, if you see my script include, it is accepting one username as parameter. This is the parameter or some argument I am passing to my script include. Okay, some data I am passing to my script include. So that data which I want to pass to my script include, that I have to put here. Okay, in the third line. Okay, I can pass not just one parameter, I can pass multiple also. I have taken one example. Okay, so because my function is accepting only one parameter, so I am passing only one, but you can pass n number of parameter as well. Okay, there is no foundation. So if you see in this object dot add param, this is function which will help me to add parameter. Okay, and here sysparam underscore username. Guys, this is not this sysparam part is something which is required every time, because this will tell system that this is a parameter. But whereas underscore username is not necessary that you have to type username. You can give anything, underscore ABC, underscore C, except this second line wherein you are specifying the function. Right, everywhere else you can type your own name. Here you can give your own username, any other field value, username or ABC or anything you can put, and the parameter which you want to pass, that parameter. Fourth thing, what you have to do, you have to put like make an asynchronous call to server. So if you put like object dot get XML, this is asynchronous call, which means script include will execute asynchronously in the backend, and it will give you that particular result. Okay. And then fifth part of script include is you have to define a callback function. Callback function, why? Because you are sending the data. There should be something, right, which will receive the data, and that data you can process. So that callback method you will be defining, wherein you will be mentioning the callback function name here, so that the moment this fourth line get executed, right, automatically it will call this method, and whatever result has been returned by script include, it will give you. So method also remains same. So here the name, you can give any name, function name to your callback function. It's not necessary you have to give hello world. You can give any other name. Syntax remains something same, wherein you have to define function and whatever callback method name you are giving, and this part will remain same. So bracket, it will be response, and then where answer from XML is equal to response XML dot document element dot get attribute. This entire line remains same. Okay, this entire part remains same. So it is like one time, two time, keep on practicing. You'll get to remember this particular syntax, because this syntax people may ask you on interview calls. And then you are trying to do alert. You are trying to alert whatever result has been returned by scripting. Okay. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel for more videos on ServiceNow. Thank you.